This is the one concept that you have to understand. And I promise you, once you understand this, once you get clear about this, you will have so much better social skills. You'll deal with social situations so much more differently and efficiently. So, this is the idea right here. We humans love to think that we understand the other person well. Like, oh, I know this guy, like, he's just great, like, all the time. I've talked to him for like a couple of weeks, a couple of months, and he's just great. Like, I don't think there's anything bad about him. But also, it can apply to situations where, like, I think that someone is depressive. Well, by just talking to them for the first time, the response seems mundane, monotonous, like they seem unwilling to respond, and I just immediately assume that, oh, this guy's lifeless, he's so boring, he's just not fun to talk to, he's just full of dullness. But you have to remember that this is a front that he is presenting to you. How he talks to you doesn't represent or correlate how he talks to his parents. How he talks to his parents, he might have a slightly different tone or a different mood, and it can be in a good way or a bad way. You don't know. So this is the point I'm trying to make. Like, you don't know people well enough. You think you talk to them, you think they're good, they're kind, they're friendly, but this is just the side that they bestow to you, that they present this front to you. It's kind of like a mask, and you are just seeing and observing this one-sided mask. And often you have to remember that people always have multiple characters, and this includes you and all of the other human beings out there. I want you to recollect your thoughts, moments where you have outbursts of energy. It can be something like anger, sadness, or maybe rude. There are definitely moments where this occurs. You have to be really honest with yourself here, because this is human nature and you can't change it. This is our minds. We act differently in front of different people. So we are all methodical actors. You just don't know this yet because you are already doing this daily, but you are just not conscious about it. So I want you to picture this: the way you talk to your teachers versus the way you communicate with your friends. I want you to note the distinct difference. Do you talk to your teachers or someone or an authority figure like your boss with a casual tone all the time, very laid back, chill, not really that serious, just fun, chatty? Do you talk to your boss like that, or an authority figure, or a teacher like that? Or is it only applicable to your friends or your family? So, this is what I want you to observe. How you talk to different people varies. Your tone of voice and even your gestures, your body language, the way you dress up, those things are different, varying from people to people. And I would say this, that you are delusional if you think that everybody is either nice all the time or just bad or has this kind of rude attitude all the time. No. It's just a front they're presenting to you. They might just show you they're nice because maybe they like you, but towards the other person which they might dislike, they will switch a mask and put on a different front. And that is quite methodical. Although for the other party or the other person, it might seem kind of just automatic, like it doesn't require much thinking to dress up nice, to talk nice, to be friendly, act friendly. It's already wired into their mind. It's already wired into their unconscious thinking. That's why they seem so natural when they do it. With you, when you go for a job interview, you don't act like you are laid back, you are casual, you're not serious at all, you just want to have fun. No, you automatically know. Your brain tells you that, okay, I have to dress up well, I have to correct my posture, I have to speak in a more formal tone. You know all of these things. And that's why it seems so natural to just dress up nice, to talk more formally in front of certain people. So another problem with people is that They think that this guy is great. Oh, he's great. Like, he's such a kind guy, right? Like, I didn't know that he turned out to be a maniac, a lunatic, a psychopath, a misogynist, or someone who's manipulative, who's deceptive. And by understanding the idea and concept of you don't understand people well enough, they put on masks in front of you. They want you to see this side. You can avoid these kinds of problems of betrayal in relationships, cheating problems, or being in shock or just stunned that I didn't know that they have this side of the personality. I didn't know they turned out to be like this. So how to decipher people for their masks? Well, first of all, you have to understand that words are not enough to decipher someone's true intentions or their character. And second, now we're getting into the features in the things that you should observe in someone. So first of all is the gestures and the body language. You can look at their hands or their body, and it varies for different emotions and feelings. So if someone is kind of pissed off or angry, so their faces might put on like a smile, but you can look throughout the whole body. Is it stiff? Is it not natural? Are they clenching their fists? Are their legs crossed or anything like that? You can observe every single gesture and body language. And this brings us to our next one, which is facial or micro expressions. So micro expressions are kind of like split-second facial expressions usually that appear for only a certain amount of time. So someone might try to poke fun at you. For most of the time, they're laughing at you, they're joking with you, having friendly conversations, smiling at you, and you realize, and at one moment when they're talking to you, you will start to realize that there's a slight change in their facial expressions, and this is what is called the micro expression. So when they want to poke at you, their eyes might suddenly be sharp or have that kind of malicious hint towards you. So they might stare at you seriously like this for a single moment, and they just laugh it off like that. And this is how you know when you're realizing a micro expression in them. It's short, it's momentarily, it's kind of fleeting, and it just slips away just like that for like lesser than a second, 0.01 seconds. So if you do manage to catch that, just keep that in mind. They're trying to do something else. You have to know that there's another kind of intention besides that, wanting to joke with you, having to be friends with you. There might be another intention behind. And next off is the tone of the voice. So the tone of the voice is something that people can't hide. And so by listening to how people talk, their tone of voice. So for example, someone who is dominant and wants to assert his dominance or his willpower towards other people, he will tend to have a higher amplitude of voice, which means that he'll tend to have a louder voice, and he'll act in a way that is more grandiose. And this brings back to the body language and gestures. So around the room in a meeting, that guy will have a free and relaxed kind of expression, and he just doesn't care because he knows he is more dominant and more superior than others. And he tends to occupy a larger area of the room, and he tends to have a more relaxed kind of expression. And all of this boils down to seeing the inconsistencies in these things. So if someone smiles at you but their body language says otherwise, then this is when you know that they are having different intentions. They have a different kind of thinking. They're not just wanting to joke with you, to play with you, to have fun with you. They have some other kind of intention. And another thing you can do is to listen from others. You can listen to the rumors from other people. You can ask other people, how are their experiences when communicating or talking with this guy right here? And from there, you can ask multiple people, and maybe they might give you different answers. So from there, you can gather more information about the person. And the answer might vary for some people. For some, they might say like, "Oh, this guy's smart. He's so intellectual." But the other person might say, "Oh, this guy's kind of arrogant. I don't really like him that much." And the other guy might say like, "Oh, he's kind of a complex and weird and eccentric person." But this video, I just want you to understand that people are not always who they seem to be. And so one rule you can take away from this video is that don't assume quickly people's intentions or their characters. You have to learn to step back, observe them, observe the micro expressions, the gestures, the tone of voice, and then you decipher. You can ask other people like, how are their experiences when dealing with this guy? And then overall, you have to learn to accept that this is human nature, that we all do this inevitably. We all present different fronts or different masks in front of different people. So that is basically it for today's video. I hope you guys did enjoy it and gain insight out of it. If you guys did, make sure to check out my other videos on the channel. And as always, I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.